One take. This is NBA One Take. Featuring yours truly is NBA One Take for your head, NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Brooklyn, New York, and Red Hook. Don't ask me why I'm here. Plus, this NBA season preview and a team that I gotta talk about for 2019, 2020. I think it's possibly going to be the most exciting team, the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, first thing you gotta talk about, them winning the draft lottery. When they won the draft lottery already, Bourbon Street, city of New Orleans, everybody was up in arms because they won the lottery, which for almost a slam dunk, they was going to draft Zion Williamson. Now getting Zion Williamson, who is the consensus #1 pick and one of the best college players out that year. They get a franchise guy who is just a man-child. Scores, dunks, he's a good rebounder, he's a good defender, moves like a locomotive. I kind of said, you know what, I did say something disrespectful that he may remind me of a young Wayman Tisdale. But one thing about Wayman Tisdale, we're not going to go back. If people know his early years, especially with the Kings, this guy was an animal. So he got hurt, which hampered him, you know. It hampered him. But he was a scorer. Guy's getting 24, 25 a game. But Zion's a little different. He's a good passer. People don't know that. But, you know, people go by the highlights and the dunks and everything. And also he got the big contract from Nike as well. Only other person you can see that gets something like that is LeBron. So a lot of the pressure is on Zion. The hype and everything is on Zion. Something like what LeBron faced in Cleveland. You're the chosen one. The expectation is for you to be great. And the expectation is for you to rise this franchise to heights they've never been to before. And that's possibly down the line of championship. And as clear cut it is, that's what the growing expectation, not this season, but as years go by, that's what they're going to expect from him. Okay. In doing that, Anthony Davis, the ongoing saga and drama with Anthony Davis was finally over. Because after all the speculation of AD leaving after getting Rich Paul as his agent, and they put out there that he requests for a trade, there was a lot of growing sentiment that AD wanted to come to the Lakers. He just wanted to get out, possibly the Knicks, some saying the Celtics, some say the Clippers. There's just a lot going on. But the move was made, and there's a trade for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and some picks. um, first round picks. So, I'm not saying they paid the Kings ransom, but it was a real sizable amount. And Anthony Davis is leaving his franchise as he's points per game and rebounds. You could say he's the greatest franchise player they've ever had. A guy that's an MVP candidate. He's a superstar player, and his talent alone. But with horrible trades, horrible signings by Dell Demps, and a string of bad luck too. I mean, Drew Holiday, remember he got hurt when they first got him, and he never was himself. With the hip issue, and you had DeMarcus Cousins going down almost a year or so ago when they was making a run and doing their best to be one of the best teams in the West. Eric Gordon, it's so many, and I'm not gonna, Adele Dumps did a disservice to Anthony Davis, as he did to Chris Paul as well. Operating without impunity. Gail Benson, taking over for her late husband. They have football guys running the organization, football guys overseeing certain things, and you guys care about your Saints. So for that, it was just a disgrace. And I heard that does she want the franchise? Do they want the franchise? Do they want basketball here? Would they want that? And she didn't want to capitulate with Anthony Davis or Mickey Loomis. They didn't want to do that because they have a football background. And they don't capitulate to star players winning out. But this is basketball. This ain't football. This is not a running back or a receiver or someone like that. No, this is your superstar player. This is like the equivalent of your quarterback. This is like the equivalent of Drew Brees saying he won out and he wants to go today. And because of them doing that, they play hardball. They did all these things. They told him, listen, you're going to lose it for nothing. The franchise is going to be nothing. You don't garner enough fans. It's a train wreck. So what are you going to do? They're going to reassign Mickey Loomis as not even as the president anymore. He just went back to being the president of operations for the Saints, which he should have just stayed there the whole time. Shouldn't oversee any basketball operations. For what? He didn't care. He just said, let those basketball guys do their games, and overseeing you report to me. Yeah, no, and I heard he had no input on anything. He didn't really care. He just let those guys do what they had to do and just hire guys he heard. It's just a mess. But when they got Zion, people said, oh, the countdown begins. The countdown begins. They don't got a GM. They don't got nothing. So they get David Griffin. First thing David Griffin said, he even said that this is what he would do if he was there in New Orleans with Anthony Davis. And he did the same thing that he knew. He knows. So that's what he did. And you get Lonzo, Ingram, Hart. 3 competent players that's going to do well for this team. It's changing the culture. The culture has to change. And when he comes in, the first thing he says is Drew Holiday is our franchise player. He's our all-star guard. He goes as his team goes, which is right, because he didn't want to put too much pressure on Zion Williamson. So they get J.J. Redick. They signed Derek Favors, giving them depth, as well as the guys with the Lakers. They signed Jackson Hayes, a rim runner, shot blocker, a guy that runs the floor. So this is another good signing they did. And Lonzo and Ingram has big chips on his shoulders. They really want to prove something. And that's possibly going to the playoffs, prove themselves. Because, you know, Ingram is definitely coming up on a rookie extension, and I know he wants to get paid. And Lonzo the year after. And Lonzo have to really show. He's showing some stuff in practices and things. They've been throwing some, you know, this is going to be a real exciting team, I'm going to tell you. They started 5. I give them a B. Lonzo, Holiday, Ingram, Zion, and Favors. It's a good starting 5 to have. It's a good starting 5 to have. Alvin Gentry, you know how I feel about him. He's a B. He's a real good coach. He knows his stuff, ins and outs. He just needs the talent to do it. The bench, I give a B+. J.J. Jackson, Hayes, Hart, Jaleel Okafor, Antoine Moore, and Darius Miller. So, you know, the bench is good. Those are all interchangeable parts that these guys can start and step in. You know, but, you know, the West is going to be tough this year. But I give them, they're going to go 42-40, which is a good, respectable record, especially for their first season. And it's going to be safe to say that this team is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a lot of highlights, a lot of good defense. They're going to play well on defense. They have it. So we'll see.